welcome back to Business and Politics. We're talking to Mr. Lorens Ziller of the Italian Chamber. I have to congratulate you because you recently had your chamber's awarding. You were giving recognition to some companies, both Philippine companies and Italian companies, for a number of reasons. Could you talk about that? What were the awards about? This is, I think, the 5th cycle. Is that right? And maybe talk about some of the companies who were given awards.
Yeah, it was our ICCPI Leadership Awards. It was actually the 3rd edition.
Okay.
And they were dramatically successful because actually I think that being awarded by an Italian entity is, in certain sectors and for certain companies, actually a very big compliment. Yes, we have had, I think, 10 different types of awards, among which also the Ital Pinoy of the year.
Okay.
Now, what is an Ital Pinoy? Is someone who contributes to both Italy and the Philippines in their own way, in their own sector, where we had Italpinas Development Corporation winning with architect Romolo Nati. He actually was the one who invented the name Ital Pinoy. And I copied it into the awards. And then we had, for example, the Sustainability Award.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Was won by also a nice lady who, with their solar panels, is having a great success with local LGUs and other off-grid developments. And overall, we had a very happy crowd cheering, even just the nominees. They were winners because in the end of the day, being selected,
just being nominated
was already a big thing.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I have to congratulate all of them. We even had the Restaurateur of the Year, so we had, and that was not about the best food. I had to specify because otherwise, you know, the tastes are all different. Maybe the best pizza for me is not the best pizza for you.
Absolutely.
But it was about the entrepreneur of these restaurants. And yeah, we had 3 nominees who battled until the end. Yes.
Yeah. I should disclose that I was one of the judges of those awards. Not a very easy task, Lorens, that you gave us because there were so many good choices to pick from. What struck me was, I think, the diversity of the people who were nominated. You know, as you said, from food to renewable energy, quite an interesting selection. Was that by design, or because, you know, by the time it reached us, I mean, you of course pre-selected and screened many of those who are nominated and made a short list. Were you wanting to highlight a particular, I don't know, maybe Italian expertise that maybe that's not so well known here yet, or it just came out that way?
Well, sometimes, you know, we get surprised ourselves because in the end, it's not us who do the nomination process.
Right.
It's the public and our members. Sometimes there are really interesting companies coming up which are actually amazing. And we had, for example, the La Rose Noire, which is by the Swiss entrepreneur, Mr. Dubois, was his name. And he set up a factory in Clark with thousands and thousands of employees.
I remember that. I was surprised, and I couldn't believe that he had that many employees in Clark.
Yeah, and he's doubling now the size. So I think he has 3,000, now he's 6,000, and it's absolutely amazing because he's doing this in the Philippines. Should be an example for everyone.
Right.
They should showcase him all over the world.
Right. What made him successful, and why Clark, of all of the places? I mean, have you had a chance to ask him? I mean, as opposed to, you know, Clark's a fine place to do business in, but there are many other destinations. But have you had a chance to?
I think he started in Hong Kong, and he had a brilliant idea. I think he understood, coming from the hospitality sector, from the hotels, he understood that if he pre-prepares the pastries that are being finished in the hotels and sends it to them, it will cut a lot of time to the pastry chefs in the hotels, and they're selling 40 containers a month all over the world.
I can't believe the scale. Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. And there was also a particular category for women leaders in your award. Why was that important to recognize?
Well, women are always very important in society and
Sure.
in business, especially in the Philippines.
But are
we
they
have-
exceptionally doing well? I mean, are they exceptionally in Italy as well in the Philippines? Is that part of the reason behind it?
Well, we have actually a big event on March 8th, every March 8th,
Okay.
Which is the Women's Day.
Okay.
We hold the Women Lead Conference. So we invite all women to join the event. We have various speakers because women are or need to be encouraged because they're not only businesswomen, they are mothers, they have a family. So sometimes you see really incredible things coming from women. I have always been an admirer of matriarchal societies, and I think somehow Italy and also the
Similar
Philippines
again,
are near to being a matriarchal society. You see so many
Sure.
single moms carrying
Now,
on.
there's a joke in the Philippines. They
Yeah.
say that the father is the head of the household, but the wife is the commander.
Well, definitely.
Your prime minister is also a woman this year, and
Yes.
I'm not sure what your politics is, but she's one of those exceptional leaders that is she one of you. You don't see very many of them in the world.
Yeah, we admire her, or personally, I admire her because she has the courage to say things which many think, but they are not. They're scared to say.
Right.
Of course, she has apparently she held herself back with the latest worldwide issues, where, let's say, you cannot really fully say your opinion. But I think she's doing well at the moment, and there is the need of more leaders like her. Also here in the Philippines.
Can you talk about the restaurateurs, because there are a few of them who were nominated. I'm just wondering how, from an Italian's perspective, how does our Italian cuisine here, because there are a number of Italian restaurants that are, conceptualized in the Philippines, but they brand themselves as Italian. I was wondering if it's very different from what an Italian would like in terms of restaurant cuisine, and which ones you think are more appealing than the others. Do you have a favorite, for instance?
If you want to see Italians fighting with each other, you will talk about cars,
A pizza?
food, and football.
Okay.
So I think it's very difficult to find unanimity
Sure.
about which one is the best food, which restaurant makes the best pizza, and so on. I think every restaurant has some dishes which they make better than others, but none of them is probably the top in all.
Sure.
And maybe that is the politically correct way to say it, because even with my Italian friends, if you ask me, I will say a different place than the others.
Right.
So it really depends on the personal taste, on the capabilities of the restaurants.
And
I think
also-
the only thing I have to underline is that Italians don't like sweet sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, so that
That's purely Filipino. When you see Italian food that's sweet.
and no pineapple on the
Okay.
pizza.
All right. Now, it's interesting that there was also a mix of what seems like a well-known Italian, Santi's, for instance, and there was also some new ones. But Santi's has a very interesting history behind it and story behind it as well from our discussions. You want to share
Yes,
that? Or?
it's actually with Santis, with Werner, it's great because I'm able to speak my dialect.
Oh, okay.
My German dialect. And so that struck me when I was with him, that we have a very good understanding. But Santis, we should make a monument for Santis, because for how many years now they have been advocating for Italian, German, Austrian, and Swiss products, gourmet products, which he has brought in and made available for foreign expats and Filipinos alike. We really need to set up a monument for him.
And you were talking about Ital Pinoys a while ago, and I remember that some of the nominees were actually Italian Filipinos or Filipino Italians, and some of them were very young entrepreneurs. Can you talk about them? Are there many of them young Filipino Italians that are also now should be on our radar as up and coming entrepreneurs?
Yeah, there is actually several of them. I think second generation Italians.
Okay.
Some of them don't even speak Italian anymore.
This is purely Filipino?
They speak more English than Italian.
Yeah.
I think that is an issue because we don't have Italian schools here where children could go. But yes, there is a very strong will, and they're really hungry for success and to prove themselves, both in the restaurant business and in other businesses. For example, we had also one company, Metromart, who has shown that they can deliver anywhere, any product in Metro Manila and now also in other cities. So that was a formidable result. They have been in our leadership awards last year. I think he won the Exceptional Entrepreneur Award. Yeah. And so that just shows how much potential there is here. With good ideas, we can get anywhere, but always we need to find the right partners.
Sure. Oh, we have to wrap up pretty soon, but I was just wondering, are there any other chamber events that's coming up that maybe we should be on the lookout for?
Well, we have now our Christmas dinner on December 6th.
Sure.
And everyone who would like to join may just inquire from our website or Facebook. And then next year we will start again with, I think we have over 12 big conferences and then another 8 social events, the Aperitivo Italiano, which is very famous. It's an upscale aperitif with Italian gourmet foods and fine wines. So that's absolutely not to be missed.
Wow.
And yes, and then the usual, you mentioned the Transport and Logistics Forum. We will have a data and cybersecurity event. And then we have other things that we can, and we showcase women lead. We have a contribution to various events in furniture, where we last year, so sorry, still this year, I'm already with my mind.
Your calendar is so full.
I'm thinking, it's
we're
super full. We are upgrading even our team now. We had Italy by Design, which is a collaboration with Poly Design from the Polytechnic University of Milan. And also that is an incredible opportunity for Filipino designers who would like to upgrade their knowledge and their capacity to deliver.
Very interesting. It looks like you have a packed calendar. I should mention that I just got back from Frankfurt. In the Philippines will be the guest of honor at the Frankfurt Book Fair in 2025. But what's interesting is Italy will be the guest of honor next year. So we'll be looking at how you do things and maybe learn from your experience. Lorens, it's been a pleasure talking to you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Maybe before we go, you want to leave our guests with a message from the Chamber?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I would recommend all companies who are interested in exporting their products to come to us and visit us, and we will definitely be happy to help them because Italy is the gateway to Europe.
Very well said. Thanks again, Lorens. I'd like to thank also our viewers watching this program and watching the replay, and I'd like to thank Pastor Apollo Kibuloy for making this program possible. This has been Business and Politics. I'm Dante, Klink, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much.